The Conquest of Terra. Grand Admiral Xorik of the Merizan Empire stood on the command deck of the dreadnought Inevitable Subjugation, his four arms clasped behind his back as he gazed at the blue-green world displayed on the main view screen. The planet, designated Terra by its inhabitants and Earth in their dominant language, had proven to be an unexpected thorn in the Empire's side for nearly 3 standard cycles. Status report. Xorik demanded, his voice carrying the distinctive metallic resonance of the Merizan elite caste. Sub-Commander Zalara approached, her exoskeleton gleaming under the command deck's harsh lighting. The human defensive grid has been reduced to 18% operational capacity, Grand Admiral. Their orbital platforms are falling one by one, and their fleet has been pushed back to their inner system. Xorik's facial ridges tightened in what passed for a smile among his species. Excellent. The resistance ends today. When the Merizan scout vessels had first encountered human transmissions 17 cycles ago, the Imperial Council had dismissed the species as primitive and unworthy of immediate conquest. The humans had only recently achieved rudimentary space travel, confined mostly to their own star system, with a handful of small outposts on neighboring planets. Their technology was centuries behind Merizan capabilities, and their political structure, fragmented into nearly 200 sovereign nations, suggested they would be easy to subjugate. That assessment had proven catastrophically wrong. Incoming transmission from the Human Coalition, announced Communications Officer Trev, his voice betraying surprise. They're requesting direct communication with you, Grand Admiral. Xorik's secondary eyes narrowed. Put it through. Let me hear their surrender. The view screen shifted to display a human female with dark skin, gray hair cropped close to her scalp, and eyes that held no hint of defeat despite the obvious situation. Her uniform bore insignia that intelligence had identified as belonging to the United Earth Defense Force. Grand Admiral Xorik, she began without preamble. I am Admiral Helena Chen of Earth. I speak for our unified government in this matter. Admiral Chen. Xorik replied, not bothering to hide his contempt. Your defenses are crumbling. Your fleets are scattered. Your colonies have fallen. Are you prepared to discuss the terms of your surrender? Chen's expression remained impassive. No, Grand Admiral. I'm contacting you to deliver a message from humanity. A ripple of surprise passed through the command deck. Xorik's ridge crest rose in irritation. You test my patience, human. Your species has already cost the Empire more resources than your entire solar system is worth. Surrender now, and perhaps some portion of your population will be permitted to exist as a client race. Chen's lips curved slightly. That's not why I've contacted you. We've already accepted that this battle is lost. Earth will fall today. That much is certain. She leaned closer to the camera. But I wanted to personally inform you that in destroying us, you have sealed your fate. Xorik barked a harsh laugh. Threats from the defeated carry little weight. Admiral. It's not a threat, Grand Admiral. It's a simple statement of fact. Chen's eyes hardened. 3 standard years ago, when our intelligence first confirmed your Empire's intentions, we initiated what we call the Exodus Protocol. While we fought this delaying action, we launched over 200 unmarked vessels beyond your detection grid. Small ships, stealthy ships, carrying the seeds of humanity to the far reaches of the galaxy. Tactical Officer Mrev approached Xorik, lowering his voice. Grand Admiral, we have detected no such mass evacuation. Our blockade has been in place for over a cycle. On screen, Chen continued, these aren't evacuation ships, Grand Admiral. There's something far more dangerous. They're incubators of evolution. Each carries genetically diverse samples of humanity, advanced medical technology, and one simple directive: adapt, survive, and remember Earth. For the first time in his 300-cycle career, Xorik felt a flicker of unease. He had studied human history extensively during the campaign. Unlike the carefully guided evolution of the Merizan and other established galactic powers, humans had evolved through constant crisis, disaster, and warfare. Their technological development had been chaotic and unpredictable, leading to solutions no Meridian engineer would have conceived. Your species dies today. Admiral Chen, Sorik declared, pushing aside his discomfort. Whatever survivors might be hiding in the void will be hunted down and exterminated. Chen smiled fully now, an expression that sent a chill through Sorik's primary spine. You misunderstand the nature of humanity, Grand Admiral. We don't thrive in peace and stability. We evolve through adversity. By destroying our homeworld, you're not ending our story. You're forcing our diaspora into the harshest environments imaginable. And humans adapt. Science Officer Krell stepped forward. Grand Admiral, there may be some truth to the humans' claims. Our xenobiological studies show their species has an unusually high rate of genetic plasticity and a remarkable ability to... Silence. Sorik snapped. He turned back to the view screen. Your evolutionary theories are meaningless in the face of Meridian power. Your species ends today. No, Grand Admiral, Chen replied calmly. Today you've taken a localized species and scattered it across the galaxy. Our children will remember Earth as their origin, not their home. And they'll remember who destroyed it. The transmission suddenly cut to an automated message cycling through multiple human languages, repeating the same phrase. Earth Final Transmission. UAV SEAL your FAT. Prepare full planetary bombardment. Sorik ordered, his voice harder than necessary. I want this world reduced to ash. No survivors. Grand Admiral. Sensor Officer Jiv called out, his voice tight with alarm. We're detecting massive energy signatures activating planet-wide. Unknown technology. Power levels exceeding anything we've seen from them before. Impossible. Sorik hissed. Their defenses are crushed. Strategic Intelligence Officer Pearl's eyes widened in sudden understanding. It's not a defense system, Grand Admiral. It's a broadcast. Quantum entangled communications. They're sending a final data packet to their Exodus ships. Begin bombardment now. Sorik roared. The inevitable subjugation's weapons powered up, joined by the 37 other capital ships in the Meridian battle fleet. Lances of destructive energy streaked toward the blue-green world below. On the view screen, firestorms began to spread across the planet's surface as the bombardment intensified. Yet as Earth burned, Sorik could only think of Admiral Chen's final words. The humans hadn't been fighting to save their world. They had been fighting to ensure their evolution would continue elsewhere, transformed by the very act of Earth's destruction. Grand Admiral, Prell said quietly as they watched the planet's atmosphere begin to boil away. I've analyzed the data patterns in their final transmission. It wasn't just a message. It contained the sum total of human knowledge, culture, and scientific understanding, compressed and encoded. Find those ships, Sorik commanded, but his voice lacked its usual conviction. All of them. But as he stared at the dying planet, a troubling thought took root in his mind, one that would haunt him in the cycles to come. The humans hadn't been defeated today. They had been unleashed. The diaspora ascendant. 50 standard cycles had passed since the fall of Earth. Grand Admiral Sorik, now bearing the ceremonial scars of the supreme war leader of the Meridian Empire, stood before the Imperial Council in the Grand Hall of Meris Prime. His once vibrant skin had faded to a dull gray, and his secondary arms showed the tremors of advanced age. But it wasn't time that had worn him down. It was the weight of a mistake that had grown more catastrophic with each passing cycle. The human situation has deteriorated beyond our capacity to contain, Sorik admitted, the words bitter in his mouth. What began as isolated incidents of resistance has evolved into a coordinated insurgency across 17 sectors. Our outposts in the Cygnus Arm have gone silent. The mining colonies in the Perseus Transit are reporting attacks by ships of unknown configuration, but bearing distinctly human energy signatures. High Counselor Zeb's Ridgecrest flattened in dismay. How is this possible? Their homeworld was destroyed. Their fleets were annihilated. Their colonies were subjugated. We underestimated them, Sorik said simply. Again. The truth had emerged slowly over the decades. The Exodus Protocol hadn't been a desperate evacuation plan as the Merizen had initially assumed. It had been a carefully orchestrated seeding strategy, placing small groups of humans in vastly different environments across the galaxy, each equipped with the collective knowledge of their species and advanced genetic engineering technology. And then they had evolved. On the harsh radiation-bathed moons of the Tauros system, humans had developed dense carbon fiber skin and enhanced cellular repair mechanisms. In the crushing gravity wells of Epsilon Indi, they had grown shorter, more muscular, with reinforced skeletal structures. In the methane seas of Procyon, they had engineered themselves with auxiliary breathing systems and cold-resistant metabolisms. Science Officer Krell, now elevated to Imperial Xenobiologist, displayed a holographic map showing confirmed human settlements in red and suspected locations in yellow. The galaxy was developing a concerning rash of color. The human advantage lies in their evolutionary approach, Krell explained. While we Merizen perfect a singular form through careful genetic curation over thousands of cycles, the humans embrace radical adaptation over mere decades. They've splintered into subspecies specifically designed for their environments, each developing technologies uniquely suited to their new physiologies. Strategic Intelligence Officer Prell, her exoskeleton now bearing the rank markings of the Imperial Intelligence Director, stepped forward. The most concerning development is their apparent ability to communicate and coordinate despite vast distances. We believe they're using some form of quantum entanglement technology that was transmitted in Earth's final broadcast. Technology we still cannot duplicate or intercept. Korik remembered Admiral Chen's words from 50 cycles ago with painful clarity. By destroying our homeworld, you're not ending our story. You're forcing our diaspora into the harshest environments imaginable. And humans adapt. There's more, Prell continued, her voice dropping. We've detected evidence that some human variants have begun reverse engineering Merizen technology, improving upon it in ways our engineers consider impossible. The council chamber erupted in alarmed chittering. Impossible how? Demanded High Counselor Zev. Prell activated another holographic display, showing the wreckage of a Merizen patrol vessel. This ship was destroyed 3 cycles ago near the Vega outpost. Its quantum lock drive core, technology we believed could not be improved upon, had been modified with an element unknown to our science. The efficiency ratings were 340% above our current capabilities. Silence fell over the chamber. They're not just surviving, Sorik said quietly. They're thriving, evolving, innovating at a pace we cannot match. A junior communications officer burst into the chamber, breaking protocol in a way that immediately silenced all conversation. Supreme War Leader, High Council, we're receiving simultaneous transmissions from 37 systems, all Merizen frequencies, all using our encryption protocols. How is that possible? Zev demanded. Unknown, High Counselor, but the message is the same across all channels. Display it. Sorik ordered, already suspecting what he would see. The main projection screen activated, showing not a human face as expected, but a simple text message in perfect Merizen script. To the Merizen Empire, UAV is your FAT. Humanity remembers Earth. Beneath the text was a countdown timer ticking down from 100 units. What is this? Zev demanded. Some human psychological warfare. Hexoric felt cold certainty settle in his aging bones. No, it's a courtesy. As if in response to his words, the first reports began flooding in. Merizen outposts falling silent. Supply routes disrupted. Defense platforms suddenly powerless, and appearing at the edges of Imperial space. Ships of configurations never before seen, crewed by humans who had changed themselves to become living weapons. Humans adapted to vacuum. Humans whose neural systems interfaced directly with their vessels. Humans who had engineered themselves to process radiation as energy. Humans who had made themselves into something new. something the galaxy had never seen before. "Evacuate the capital," Xoric ordered quietly. "While we still can." "Flee?" "The Merizian Empire does not flee." Sev protested, but the fear in his voice betrayed him. Xoric turned to face the High Council one last time. "The Empire made a critical error 50 cycles ago. We took a species that evolved through crisis and adversity, and we gave them the greatest crisis they had ever faced. We destroyed their homeworld, believing we were extinguishing them. Instead, we scattered them across the stars and forced them to evolve more rapidly than any species in galactic history." The countdown on the screen reached 0. Throughout the Merizian Empire, on thousands of worlds and stations, the same message appeared on every communication device simultaneously. Earth's FINAL transmission. UAV stacy AL at your FAT. Humanity remembers. Humanity returns. As the first human ships appeared in the skies above Mira's Prime, Xoric found himself thinking once more of Admiral Helena Chen's final words before Earth's destruction. She hadn't been threatening the Empire. She had been warning them. In trying to extinguish humanity, they had instead forced its evolution, creating not an extinct species, but a diaspora of adaptable, vengeful inheritors of Earth's legacy, each variant precisely designed to survive and thrive in environments the Merizian could never hope to conquer. The humans hadn't been fighting to save their world. They had been fighting to ensure they had time to launch their seeds to the stars, seeds that had grown into a force that would now reshape the galaxy. In destroying Earth, the Merizian Empire had indeed sealed its fate, and humanity remembered.